Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome, my name is Joe Weinrich. In this video I'm going to share with you the concept of geometric growth, okay? Like we've talked about before, the best way to scale profitably right now is you first stabilize, then you optimize, and then you expand, okay? So by now, if you've seen some of my stuff, you should be an expert on that. But that's the reason that I'm so powerful, I guess, when it comes to scaling businesses. When I'm able to go to somebody and say, here's exactly what you need to do, the one thing that you need to do to kind of move that lever all the way and then get you ready for expansion into new ad platforms, into new products, new ventures, whatever it might be, okay? That's where the power comes from, is by knowing exactly what to do at what time and the one thing instead of throwing a ton of stuff at the wall and making it stick. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly the strategy that I use, really the way that I look at businesses and how to do it for yourself. Okay, so to start ourselves off here, there are three ways to grow your business. Okay, any business, right? This is all of them. There are only three ways. All right. The first way is to increase the number of clients on the front end. Okay, this is all your initial advertising. This is what a lot of people think of when it comes to scale, right? Getting new clients, new customers in the door. The second way is to increase the average transaction value or your average order value. If you are in the e-com game, you kind of know what that is about. And then the final one is increase the frequency of repurchase. So increase how many times somebody purchases with you after they become a client, okay, after they become a customer. All right, those are the only three ways. So the first way that we can do it is we can increase the number of customers, okay? The second way, increase the average dollars per sale, and then increase your repurchase frequency. Here's what it looks like on kind of a mapped out way. So first, to see exactly how I am so quick when it comes to profitability in scale, this is how I do it, okay? So let's say that we've got 1,000 customers, right? That's what our baseline is. Let's say this is on a monthly basis, right? 1,000 customers each month. Average dollars per sale is $100 per sale. And then the average frequency of repurchase is 2. People, when they come into our doors, they purchase 2 times from us. Okay, let's say that those are our numbers. The total on that is $200,000 every single month. All right, pretty good. Now, let's take it here. Let's get a 10% increase, and I don't know why my animations are being screwy here, but let's say it's a 10% increase across the board from the exact same numbers that we just looked at. Okay, so on the slide before, we got this right here. Okay, increase the amount of the number of customers. Let's say we've got a baseline of 1,000. Let's increase that to 1,100. Okay, and 10% increase on the average dollars per sale. Let's increase that from 100 to 110. And then increase the frequency of repurchase. So a 10% increase on 2 is 2.2. So now, just a 10% increase across the board in each of these three areas yields us a $66.2 thousand increase in revenue, right? A 33% increase across the board. Now, let's do it one more. Let's do another exercise here. You got the exact same thing that we just looked at here, right? The 66.2 increase. Let's say it's a 33% increase. 33% increase from this baseline here is going to be 1,333 customers. 33% increase on the average dollars per sale is going to be $125 spent with us instead of 100. 33% increase on 2 is going to be a 3. Okay? So now, instead of just get this baseline right here at $200,000, all we did was we increased each piece by 33%. That's it. And we netted $499,875. That more than doubled the business, and all that we did was get a 33% increase in each of these three areas. That's it. Right? We got $25 extra per sale. We got one more repurchase every single month from each of our customers on average, and we added 333 new customers. This right here is the easiest part of all of this, increasing the number of customers. That is truly the easiest part. You can just ramp up how much you're spending online, right? You can run a promotion. It doesn't matter. But you increase the number of your customers. That's the easy part. Second easiest part is probably going to be this right here. Increase your average dollars per sale. You need to have something in place that's going to upsell, cross-sell, however you want to do it, and then you get just an extra $25 per sale. The way that I do it, really, is I just increase my price. That's it. If I know that I need to get a $25 increase on this, I'd increase price by $25 on average across the board on most of my products. You know, so if I have, people usually come into my business, let's say that they buy 3 things in their initial sale with me, then I just add 3 things on there, or I add $8 to each of those 3 things, and that's it. and that's a $24 increase, and then I figure out a way to get an extra buck. You know, it's not that hard. It's just one extra thing that I've got to do. And then the final thing is I got to increase the frequency of repurchase. This is the hardest part because it requires coming up with new products and delivering those new products to them. But once you have that down, it's super easy to market it because they're already on your email list. So you just have to send them an email saying, hey, here's another thing to buy, right? And then that will literally double your business. Okay? The results are exponential when you do this across the board consistently. Okay? So to grow your customer base, you can focus on a couple things. You can increase acquisition using all of these different things here. You know how to increase acquisition, right? You probably got a guy for that if you're watching this video. It's very easy to increase acquisition. Again, it is the easiest part of scaling your business, okay? There's 1,000 different things that you can do. The best way to do it for me is advertising. You know, if I can put in $1 and get $5 to $8 out, which we regularly get for myself and my clients, perfect, we're golden, right? You can acquire customers using a loss leader. You know, that's how you can increase your acquisition there. Guarantees on your purchases is always a good one, just to kind of, you know, reduce that risk there. USP and switching idea, I'm just picking out my favorite ones on this list. USP and switching idea are probably my favorite ones. This has done more for my business than anything else the switching idea has, because the switching idea, what it says is when people go to buy something, let's say they're going to a grocery store, they have an errands, like it's an errand, right? So they have a chore list on that errand, and you're adding another chore to that list when you offer them something additional, right? Something else other than what they usually buy, right? Or to add something new to their cart. You're adding one more thing to that list. So you have to have a switching idea that's good enough that they're going to choose your thing and give you attention and time to actually look at it, right? So is your switching idea good enough? That is kind of something that's really helped my personal product brands and my personal product businesses, and I think can give you a hand as well. So the next thing is increasing your client retention rate. This one's pretty easy and it's fun to do. I wouldn't recommend nurture sequences like normal. I would just recommend like one-off emails, maybe once or twice every single week, just sending them information, right? Sending them value, sending them offers, you know, that will increase their, or not offers directly, but increase something that's going to improve their well-being related to your products. And then if you want to include like a little button at the bottom, you know, saying go shop, or some items that, you know, might interest them in relation to that article that you sent them or that email that you sent them, that is a great way to do it. You know, communicating frequently. The next one here, delivering higher than expected levels of service, goes along with this bottom one. So when people give you their attention, they're expecting you to steward that attention or take care of that attention properly. So if you could collect attention in terms of, let's say, an email address, right, and you have their email address, they are giving you they're relying on your reputation and your word that you're going to steward that email address properly. If you get their email address in the door and then you send them a bunch of spam links and a bunch of things that they don't like, that don't relate to them at all, just to get some, you know, initial cash up front real quick, then you're not stewarding that attention properly, and they're going to pull away from that, unsubscribe, give you a bad review. Your reputation is going to be ruined because you're not stewarding that attention properly. So the more that you steward that attention, the better you do it, then you're going to deliver a higher than expected level of service by doing that. Right? You're not going to abuse the attention that they're giving you. Okay, and that's going to give you a higher client retention rate than people who just get people in the door and send them 1,000 offers in like the first 2 days of them being on the list, right? And you know those types of people. Third thing on here to increase your customer base is increasing your conversion from inquiry to sale by increasing your sales processes. If you have like an internet business, increasing your sales process, how good that is, dialing it in, optimizing it, adding upsells, adding retargeting, contingency plans, anything that will move people back into your sales process who don't purchase. And then if you have an actual store, like a retail location, increasing the sales skills of your staff. I guess this would relate to internet businesses as well. If you get leads and then follow up with those leads. So these are two things that you can obviously increase your conversion. Pretty basic. Acquiring clients at break even, I have that over here, but it can also work over here. Just increasing that conversion rate from inquiry all the way to final sale. This will help out. Guaranteeing as well, and then advertising using like retargeting ads, any other form of advertising that you want to do. I don't know how high ticket your business is, but things like direct mail would work for something really high ticket. So just use it in your business. Which one of these can you use for your business specifically that's going to relate to what you sell? The lower the product costs, the less of a sell you have to make, right? The higher the product costs, obviously things like direct mail would make sense, because even if it costs you $10 to all in all to send that thing out, you're going to make at least $1,000 back, right, if it's a high ticket. So to increase the average transaction value or average order value, you can, like we said, improve your sales team or your sales process's ability to sell and upsell. So if you have a sales team, increase the ability to sell. If you have a sales process that starts with like a sales page, instead of sending somebody to a normal product page, why not send them to an actual sales page that sells them and actually persuades them to buy, right? A sales letter, something like that. Adding upsells after they actually opt in to buy that thing, just offering them other stuff to buy. There's two ways that you can optimize a process and increase average transaction value, and the best way to, or those two ways are the best way to do it, and they're adding more follow-up and then adding more offers. Okay, so that would improve both of these things here. Okay, so using point of sale promotions is kind of like upselling, kind of just adding more offers, like I said. So adding upsells after somebody gives you their credit card online, or if you have a retail location, using something at the point of sale to upsell them, or a promotion there, whether that's collecting more information from them or collecting an additional sale. Next thing is packaging. It's essentially bundling, right? Bundling is fantastic. It's worked wonders for me in my businesses. And it's a great way to increase average transaction value, right? People frequently bought X with Y, so add Y to your cart. Very basic stuff. Increasing price is a fantastic way to do it. It's very simple to do it, and a lot of people don't think about doing it. If somebody's buying from you at $10, try increasing it to $12.50. And if they continue to buy at the exact same rate over the course of the next 2 weeks, keep it at $12.50. Try it again, raise it to $15. If they keep buying at $15, keep it at $15, and that's your new baseline, right? And you just keep raising it and raising it until you finally hit that point where the value of your product doesn't exceed the price. So then you got to pull it back down a little bit, but you're making money in the process, and you're just testing stuff. Okay. So the next way to do it is changing the profile of your product or service to be more upmarket. This has worked well for me, and it works really well for like I was going to say infotainment. That's the stuff in the car. Like info products work really well for this. Some people, obviously, the sell of their business, right? The switching idea, their USP is going to be that it's not upmarket, right? It's a very cheap thing. They sell solely on price. So this won't work for you, but for some people who can increase the perception of their product, the actual profile of the product by making it more upmarket, allows you to increase your price very easily. Okay, offering discounts for greater and larger units of purchase. Obviously, this is for specific businesses, but add one, get 15% off. Add more things to your cart, get free shipping, things like that. Right? Incentives for buying more. To increase transaction frequency, you can do all these things I'm going to share with you at the end of this. One that I like to use the best, it's called the email super system. But you can develop a back end of products that you can go back to your customers with. I'm just saying, hey, this is another thing that you can buy. This kind of loops into this, but I'll share with you what it is in a second. Communicating with your customers at least twice a week, whether that's just like an info email, giving them some value, some content to increase their affinity to you and how much they like you and respect you as an expert in that field. Endorsing other people's products to your list, saying, hey, the other day I was out and I saw XYZ selling this product, really tried it and it was awesome. It really helps with X, ABC. Not to use the same letters again, but that's a great way to just increase the trust that your customers have in you, so that when they come back to purchase something that's down the road for them, they're like, hey, I remember so and so was saying somebody else's product was really good, and they seem to just want me to win. They don't care where I get the winning from; they want me to win. Okay, and that's the mentality that your customers get with something like this. Next is running special events like closed door sales, limited pre-release, stuff like that. The holiday sales that you see. March 17th. St. Patrick's Day, it's your lucky day, get 40% off. Duh. I don't know why I said March 17th before St. Patrick's Day, but you know what I mean, like Black Friday promotions, Christmas, stuff like that. Now, you got to be careful with this. Now, they're going to increase your transaction frequency, but you don't want to do them too often, because then your customers will get attuned to you doing them twice a month, right? If you have a consistent, rigorous schedule that you run your promotions on, your customers will start to realize that, and then they'll wait for your promotions and not actually buy during the off promotion. They're never going to buy at full price, because they know that if I just wait for them to run a sale, then I can buy it at a lower price, and you don't get that consistent cash flow, and you only get it on your sales. Okay, so you want to be careful with this one, but it's a great way to do it, especially pre-releases, like pre-orders and stuff like that. Hey, put it down to $5 deposit, and you'll get $10 off on this product. It's a great way to do that, okay? Changing the profile of your service, again, to be more upmarket like we talked about in the last one. And then price inducements for frequency. So like subscriptions, bundling will even work for this. Like, hey, get a 3-month bundle instead of just buying one time, and then you get, a price reduction on that, okay? It's a great way to increase transaction frequency. And then the last thing is gamification. Now, this is kind of a gimmicky word, I'll be honest, it's kind of a buzzword, and I don't often like to use it, but gamification is very, very good for certain products, okay? So if you have something where, like let's say you sell toys, right, where it's literally games, right? You can say, hey, you got to collect them all. How can you make a game out of that thing? McDonald's, obviously one of the first people to do this with the Happy Meal toy. You collect all the Happy Meal toys. Kids are going to buy an average of 3 Happy Meals to get all of those things, right? So that is how you can gamify the system, kind of a collect them all type thing. Make sure you have everything in the set. Le Creuset pans is one that I was just looking at the other week for my mom, and they have these sets of pans, and each set is the same set, but they are different colors. The colors don't do anything, but you can't buy one here, one there, one over there, even if somebody's running a sale for them. You have to buy them all in one thing because you don't want miscolored pans, right? You don't want miscolored pots and pans. You don't want a red one here and a blue one there. You got to get them all in the same thing. So how can you gamify your system to make people want to buy it more? And the final thing that you can do to increase transaction frequency is what I like to call the email super system. And the email super system is basically this. You take every single product that you have, every single product that you have sold in the past, right? And you look at how you can string them together over time, okay? So what I like to do is I'd like to take every single product, let's say in the last 12 months, that has worked well for me, and then I look at the emails that I use to promote them, and then I string together those emails. I make them evergreen so they can be sent at any time, and then I string together those emails with automation. So somebody comes into my door in week 1, and then week 2 they get the email from 2007 for XYZ product that worked really well, and they get that as an evergreen email to urge them to buy that product. And then a week later, they're going to get an email from 2020 that worked well for product 2 that I'm going to send to them automatically the week after that, right? And I just string together the emails that have worked really well for the products that have sold really well over the course of somebody's lifetime with me, no matter when they opt into my list. So if somebody opts in week 2, right, instead of week 1, they're gonna get that email sequence in week 2 all the way out. So while they're getting email 1, the first person that subscribed a week before is getting email 2. And so it just consistently puts people in promotion over time, and that increases my transaction frequency like crazy. So I hope this helped for you. This is geometric growth in a nutshell. This has done wonders for my business, and honestly, I can't stress enough how much this has helped.
And before we go, I just want to say thank you so much for watching that video. I really do appreciate it. I hope the stuff that I've been putting out is helping you in your business right now, and you're getting the clarity that you need to actually get some scale instead of just adding a bunch of stuff to the business and trying to grow it with the exact same skill set that got you where you are right now. So if you want to go a little bit deeper and you want some strategic, tactical implementation of the things we talked about today and in my other videos, then I'd like to invite you to a very short 45-minute phone call with me. And on the phone call, we'll look at where you are right now, we'll look at where you want to go, and then we'll set that gap. And that'll be the target, right? And so once we have that target of the gap, we'll first look at anything that we can remove in your business and pull away from the business that doesn't directly contribute to achieving that gap. And a lot of the times you'll see that you're paying for things and wasting time and energy on stuff that doesn't really matter. And then the next thing that we'll do is we'll look at how we can optimize the business from the inside out. We'll move you from the promoter phase that got you where you are right now to the operator phase, which is where you actually get that scale and you're able to pull yourself out of the business and scale without adding a bunch of stuff to the business or spending a lot of time in the business or really just feeling like you're spinning your wheels. You'll be able to scale the business simply, efficiently, and everything that you do right now will compound over time so it lasts you forever. And we'll look at your business and we'll implement all those types of things to actually get you that scale that you've been looking for and get you the benefits of owning the business without all the stress of the entrepreneurship that you've dealt with so far. So if that's something that you're interested in, then go to joeclients.com and select a time and we'll chat and we can go through your business, we'll look at it and we'll get you that scale that you're looking for. And there's no sales shenanigans, there's no hard selling that's done on this call. The only goal here is really for me to show you that it's not as hard as you're making it. And scale is a lot simpler when you pull things away from the business instead of adding on top. And I'm gonna move you into that operator phase on this call specifically, and just make it easier on you. It's really my way of pulling the oldest trick in the book, which is proving to somebody that you can help them by actually helping them. Something that not a lot of people on the internet do today. So if that's something that you're interested in, go to joeclients.com and I will see you over there. Just select a time and we'll chat soon.